That's the note I found.
Not what I would call a suicide note. I believe you have a reason to think this is from our dead man over here?
Well, it was found at the table he was sitting at, according to the eyewitnesses. About it not being a suicide note. That's what I thought also. But it does establish him as sort of a madman. Interesting, skin shows intense burning, and yet the body is still completely intact.
From its weight, I would say a major part of the muscle tissue remains.
How's it look inside?
Oh my. It's quite incredible. I'd have to say it's a major bloodbath. I'll show you that after we're done here. You're gonna love it.
So how long has Todd had this hard-on for becoming an investigator?
It's not funny, dickhead. If he doesn't back off, he's gonna get us both burned. That cracker thinks if he kisses Captain Voltaire's ass, he'll get promoted.
Yeah. Tell him Voltaire's not even a cop.
What? You think the fact that the captain's hardwired to the bone is not enough of a clue?
I have a theory.
Of course you do.
It's like at the schools with the kids, you know? Nightclubs are the same sort of thing for adults. With the in-crowds and the peer pressure, this crazy did all those people at that club over there, then ran across the street to here and lit himself on fire. Not bad for a street cop, huh?
Excuse me, Todd. Enough of the damn lights. I think we're all here. You can go now, Todd.
That's Officer Todd Williams, sir.
Like it really matters. No gasoline. Like Kelly lit himself on fire.
Looks like you broke his heart.
I quit being anyone's hero a long time ago. Well, number 9. I assume you have more to say than comments on my moral support style.
Yes, Cooper. It seems that the surface scan and sample study of the corpse of subject A shows an unusual cell activity level. It could be a viral activity or post-mortem advance degeneration or reaction to chemical exposure. In other words, we need lab access to get a detailed study.
And?
The lab is running late. Delay could affect findings.
Easy enough to fix. Todd, I have a job for you. You go to the corner store and fill up your trunk with ice.
Yes, sir. Would you like to know why I think this is valid to this investigation?
Not this time.
Todd, you asshole.
What kind of bar is this Dante? Never heard of it.
That doesn't surprise me. It's not a bar, it's a private club. That way it keeps the protection of private property.
With no sign or anything? How would anyone find it?
Anyone could not find it. That's the idea. If you belong here, you'll find it. Or you know someone that has. Well, number 74, put your hood on. Let's get to work.
Number 9. Why with all this high-tech implants and state-of-the-art bodysuit? All to be sure that we don't contaminate the scene. Why do we wear these thin hoods and not some sort of high-tech helmet?
Heat. When your mom told you that most of your body heat escapes from your head, she was right. Now add to that the internal and external systems wired to your brain right now, and the heat they generate. Well, let's just say that if an overload from heat happens, we'll probably be able to save the hardware.
Some would see this as extra work, but you need to see it as extra opportunity.
I just hope you remember that as you scoop all that bloody sludge out of my trunk.
Okay.
Now, go tell the captain we're ready to go, and keep it short and sweet.
We're ready, sir. And I would like to thank you for the trust you're giving us.
No problem, Todd. I couldn't think of anyone that deserves it more.
I said short and sweet, Todd. Don't make me do it.
Number 9. How are things going on inside? Because if you don't need me, I'm leaving. You're currently entering the scene. My only concern is to ensure no more contamination of the scene. I've got all the officers on to block the corners from here, locking down the area. No problem. The report will be wired. This is our playground. Now remember, standard policy, visually divide the scene into subsections, labeling them X, Y, and Z axis map of your 3D space. We then synchronize our quadrants. Once that's all set, we record the entire scene.
Using all 7 spectrums we have. Yeah, I got it. Number 9. I found a hand. No, not hurt. She still has both her
There's a few scattered parts around here. Once it's all recorded, and the lab shows up, we'll collect everything and DNA sample it all. Then we'll play Connect Dot. Oh, and by the way, take that hand you found. I'll raise you one liver.
Well, we're playing it that way. Give me a moment, and I'm sure I'll be able to match.
No, you're right. That's like it's silly. It's all fun and games till someone loses an eye. Oh, excuse me. Play here already seems to learn that.
My counts show we need 7 body bags and at least 12 sample jars. We could be here for hours.
Don't get the 146 plates for smears and all the rest of the tests needed for all these samples to properly diagram the splatters. Don't worry, even that. We have a 6-hour limit, as allowed by the basic level 1 crime scene examination. Such slaughter scenes as this seldom value the expenses of an advanced criminal investigation. All blood gores and encyclopedia of events or evidence, especially since we already have the probable perp. All we need to do now is map the killing pattern. Our burnt suspect outside will be taking credit. All we're doing is bringing a feeling of false conclusions to the deaths of the families of those here. It may sound cold, but all they want out of us is proof that this was some out-of-norm experience. They will never see it again. It takes at least 3 levels of evidential acceptance before they'll even approve of the funds for level 2 investigation. So you see number 74, that is our job. We're the only chance to find that variable in the odd. If it exists, we must find that exception to the rule from a point of absolute logic that will uphold any court-appointed jury, the absolute truth.
If such a thing exists.
Number 9, you better remember the thermal pod in the body bag. At least if we report a temperature variation, we can have Todd on an evidence tampering.
Temperature decrease of 15% directly behind.
I'd call it a cold chill up my spine. This cannot be good.
Visual analysis shows nothing. What do you react to?
Damn street rat. Excuse me, miss. Did you see anything else out here tonight?
No life science tech.
These readings better be wrong.
Drink from the rosy, pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes, we all fall down.
Big question. Do I tell anyone else what I saw? Hell no. Captain Voltaire, the info from the crime scene will be ready in 5 minutes. As usual, I'll begin download to you at that time via WeatherNet. Any further requests? Affirmative number 9. Except I approve of a direct download to my X2 drive. I sense a relation to the cases in that file. My scans show that file is a serial killer investigation. While this case seems obviously a mass murder scenario, it's just old school instinct. If things go as I suspect they should, I will have the missing pieces before you begin your download. I am closing communications for 14 minutes. Hello, Enigma. I know you can hear me. Could you hold the line as well as access my X2 drive? I need a second opinion on some things.
I'm just not sure with your reasons behind this angle.
It confuses you because it's based upon human social concepts. The problem with all this technology at our hands is we tend to forget the human factor. Every club has a bouncer. The more underground the club, the more skilled the bouncer. Usually by being stronger or bigger than the others around you. At least more intimidating. Dante's had 7 bodies, 23 others as survivors or witnesses. However, you wish to label them not a single one of these bodies I saw look like a bouncer. Being it that the bouncer of the club protects is the club's protection, where was he? Or was he the one they all needed protection from? Grrr, dogs. Odd thing, they used to love me. Now their hackles go up at the sight of me.
Not really. There's extensive studies done on how the animal species reacts to a human after they have passed the 56% cybernetics.
As I said, you forget the human factor.
Response. Variable pathway initiated. Network link of software and wetware to hardware initiated. Complex sensory direct nervous center override initiated. Sensory enhanced neural net initiated. AOD failsafes solid. I have the codes to override those AOD failsafes.
Said the dealer to the ex-junkie. I think not, my dear Enigma. I already go through life with a third-person point of view. It's like watching my own life through a TV. TV. So much for the stealthy approach. Do you think the 210 pounds of implants could be my problem with sneaking up on people?
Detection of motion positive. Matches with heat displacement. Danger potential positive 73%. Programmed response override. Based upon Sentry neuronet perception.
Request for manual control of my body till initial damage obtained or reduced to 21% override?
Negative to both requests.
Of course. Knock knock. Gunther Gunderson, can I have a moment of your time?
What the hell do you want?
Answers without the attitude.
Oh, excuse me, officer. I didn't know it was the police at my door. What can I do for you?
You work as a bouncer at an underground nightclub called Dante's. Your hours show you arrived at 7 p.m. Your SSI number verifies you being there, yet you never clocked off. Based on a current criminal investigation, I need to know where and when you left and why.
Sorry, I never heard of the place.
Spectrum analysis lie.
Don't waste my time with lies, Gunther.
Warning, muscle tension, facial twitch, adrenaline surge, eye dilation, weight displacement, attack 97%.
Now to sit back for the ride as the direct combat program takes over. I've had my bones, muscles, and reflexes replaced for enhanced combat capability. I hardly ever get to play with click. I don't think deadly force is required for this situation.
Non-aggressive error detected. Manual control returned.
I'm sure he thanks you as much as I do. Think you would like to rethink about cooperating?
Yes, oh God, yes.
Okay, Chunky, this is when I warn you that I am Captain Voltaire, ex-AOD. Basically, that means that any continued resistance against my lawful actions will probably result in the accidental use of deadly force. Do you understand what I am saying?
Uh-huh.
So start.
You gotta believe me, I'm not high. I had nothing to do with it. Yeah, I worked there, but I didn't see anything. Except this girl, sweet thing, Asian American. I guess, she came into the club. Well, at least was past the door. I saw her and knew she was not of age, so I went after her. I didn't touch her, though. No way, I'm not that kind of freak. She ran down this alley and I lost her. Really, don't look at me like that. I swear she just disappeared right through the wall. When I got to the club, I saw this flaming guy run out. So I came home to hide. Hell, dude, I'm on parole.
Sedative to weight ratio began. Factored advised 2.23 standard dosage being injected. His story, be your file records, show no correspondent details that are confirmable. Yet he seems to lack the cranial electric activity too. Life signs stable and contained.
Don't burn a circuit over it. I have confirmation.
Wait, Captain, do you have a cute little black file program that I don't know about?
Yeah, it's called my subconscious.
That's funny. X2 download complete.
Time to cut connection, Enigma. Number 9 should be contacting me. Besides, I'm late again for home.
Your daughter still hate you?
No, she's just confused. Yes.
I'll rearrange your charges to your next biophysical, which should be with 3 days. You do know the virus danger of using streetwears in your systems. Besides, with some of your systems being obsolete, you could cause a system crash.
And transmit. 7 bodies, 12 sample jars, 146 plates, as well as splatter patterns, arc angles. Only one major flaw in the verbal investigation. Most witnesses claim there should be one more body. I'm not surprised. Was it a small girl? No, Captain. A woman, early 30s. Now I'm confused. Current info and time analysis of splatter patterns are currently rendering the crime scene and playing it to its logical path of destruction. With so many targets and evidential points of references, system says 28 hours, 15 minutes till done. So you finished at the site? Number 74 is currently on a break inside, off the clock. It seems he feels something is wrong in there. Really? Tap into his line. Number 74, how things inside?
Sorry, Captain Voltaire. I've never seen such an event path. Just taking in the environment for future references.
Don't worry, number 72. The captain happens to see a value to human awareness, as you do.
Excuse me?
What do you feel?
Looking at the bodies, we have large cuts from an axe, a few thick punctures from a wood source, probably the handle, except one body has sustained intense physical trauma, as from a baseball bat.
Probably stands against his coming in and starting physically till they found an axe with a sharpened handle lying around.
Absolutely. 2 killers.
But with no theft, that makes this conspiracy towards intent an organized strike.
Not since the Valentine Massacre. Melee killing, profiles. Against it is too time consuming and messy. Although nowadays this much evidence can be more confusing. Basically clouding the details.
That's good 74. But time is up. Return to the lab. We don't need an internal investigation based upon the abuse of federal time and fun. Anything there of any use, Captain? Maybe. How's the tracker on our burnt body? Tracker suffered major temperature variations in transit, then stopped all momentum for nearly 10 minutes. Then was rushed to a nearest medical facility where it was discovered that subject A had returned to life. That would put them at Micklin Institute. That's a mental institute. They have the needed equipment in case of an emergency. I bet they do. They also dealt with AOD internment after the war, until they were debriefed, readjusted, for release into society. I have a couple soldiers still in there. See you tomorrow, I'm out. Hope Britt at least left leftovers out. Last time she threw it all out. Please God. No soybean butter sandwiches again. Is Britt still angry with you after you shooting her? Well, since you put it that way, hell yes. Why don't you ask me about my wife as well? Why, we both know she was killed by her father. She almost killed Britt as well. Well, for some reason, I've not tried to explain it to her like that. Once you shoot off someone's arm, they tend to not care why. Besides, the replacement prototype arm she has, well, it was top of the line. It took me pulling a lot of strings I had to get it 5 years ago. Now it's so outdated that any upgrades or even replacement cosmetic plates are incompatible. Much like me and her. Incompatible.
This is the house 26 years of loyal service buys. That and the maintenance. While the car and the garage, they're set. Classic vehicle needs high-tech defenses. That's what selling your body to the military gets you. That and the maintenance. Lifetime ago, in my youthful dreams, I was always driving this car. Even though it's a gasoline burner, all original, no new. Straight out of tech school, I later learned my athletic and academic scores got their attention. They showed up, offered a very large sign-up fee for the AOD. Long story short, they made me the best I could be, and then some. After the nightmares was over, well, I got what I wanted. Am I happy? No. Armed security for the garage.
Hello, sir. How was your day?
Oh, yeah, I also now come with maintenance.
I detect a stress increase. Will you need any therapy or medication?
I know, ironic, isn't it? I pride my car, the reason I was altered and went to war, for its original condition. Yet me? I'm not sure what parts I have left that are original. At least the car takes less maintenance. It was the incredible efforts I put into education athletics that got me into this life. Yet now I take drugs to function, and my education is now downloaded, as are any of my skills. The car, I keep it on principle, or as a reminder.
Just bring me 6 painkillers, 3 muscle relaxants, and an antacid. I'm still expecting an update on a current case. Oh, is Britt home?
Excuse me, sir? Miss Britt has asked me to extend her no weapons rule to include when she is not home.
Has she now? Sure, no problem. I am at my home.
As well as your link-up gear. It is your first day off.
I'm still at the first 48 hours of a current mass murder case. I still have 36 hours.
That is to the exception. Thank you, sir. I will get your medication.
ASAP. My grandfather said that when he was a kid, he was promised a personal robot. I guess I would think it was cool if it was not my own parole officer. You see, IM droids were created to keep an eye on the AOD, who want to release into society. In short, she is here to make sure I don't go wacko or whatever. We AOD call them Iron Maidens. They assure our repair and psych are up to date, just in case. Just in case it is needed that we become terminated. I can take her. I guess for that reason, I should worry more for being without my weapons. At least the non-implanted ones. No one said it would be easy. But my daughter has her reasons. Reasons I have to agree with. Reasons like how safe is it to live with one like me. Number 9, take me away. Just kidding. What info do you have that I don't?
Comlink active.
Well, Captain Voltaire, what was simple has become complicated and equally interesting. But without enough evidence, we cannot extend the investigation beyond the first 48 hours. You know, the whole right to a speedy trial thing. The basic version goes something like this. 1. We cannot locate some of the limbs. 2. The rendering recreations does not account for 2 additional voids and splatter patterns. 3. Witnesses info shows that 1 targeted kill that started has not been found. 4. If our prime suspect was found at the scene, where would he have hidden the missing victim? This, I'm sure, is fascinating on its own, but it boils down to 2 main factors. We're missing 1 victim and 1 killer. If that was not enough, our recent suspect, the burnt man, was not dead. He recovered at the Micklin Institute, a nearby mental hospital that has a womb chamber and an AOD modification observational deep scanner system. I advise you check him out. My current
Current satellite download complete. Upload location, Weatherman Station 1. Upload complete. Current orders, set camp, prepare headgear, await further orders. 0600. General Defender, missions debriefing done, await further orders.
Looks like the Devastator's already received their orders. They're currently heading on towards the next target. What is Tiger 1 doing right now?
They are currently checking the perimeters.
What about an update on the helmet situation repair?
I have some new diagrams to check. I can try again at camp.
This is the advantage that we've earned according to the mission statement plan. We are over 3 hours ahead of schedule. We were never supposed to catch up to the Devastators. No good having a forward armored unit if we get ahead of them. This base airport was evacuated as they saw the Devastators coming, with the reports they got from the first 2 locations that we'd already hit.
Don't forget the level of slaughter may help the report seem improbable. I believe that Vlad the Impaler had a similar battle policy against the Turks. Military heroes in his own lands, mythical incarnations of evil everywhere else. Don't like the way that sounds. Tiger 1, Sergeant Hawk, can you read me on your implanted communication link?
No problem, Skyhook. We are at condition yellow based upon all situations and the so-called non-normal situation modifiers. In mundane talk, we found an old barn that has a southern door made of plate steel and a vent above that is about half the size of the door. We are currently securing location for a blitz blast, Hares at point. Clear on eastern front private. All is clear on the western front, but I am recording sounds inside, standard backgrounds, and voices are detected.
Backlash overload charging for blitz. Make sure you 2 move in to cover my ass after I fire. The recharge time leaves me open for approximately 30 seconds. Also note an environmentally concerned. This sandblasted asphalt might be too slick to give me strong foothold to counteract the recoil. I'm initiating spinal lock and leg hydraulics to compensate. Hope I don't get a cramp. That would suck. Countdown at 15 and counting. 14, 12.
Come in after military abandons the base and collect the supplies. Before the U.S. shows up, great fucking plan. Great. Lego, are you sure that these Americans, sure in hell are not standard issue greens? And the guns and those robots? Shit, man.
Oh my god, it can't be them. No way.
What the hell are you going on about, Pink Eye? Another one of your UFO things?
No way, hombre. This is way beyond Men in Black, and Majestic 12 even. Those were black ops. This is straight up the military intelligence and genetics. Keep it down back there. Do you want it to be found? Doesn't matter now. Man, this is bad. In too many ways. UFOs I'm fine with. But what we have here in the end product of modern cybergenetics and a military tyrant like the US. Super soldiers with top-of-the-line weapons and armor. And those robots are satellite-linked and controlled via massive secret space stations that is hidden as a weather satellite. Those freaks out there are more metal than flesh, both inside and out. This must be some field test of the agents of defense. We are the witnesses. As is obvious, we can't be allowed to live.
Seems I failed to make obvious how much I think every one of your crackhead theories is starting to really fucking piss me off. Whoever they are, they're probably here for the same thing we are. Those robots sound like they're leaving. That only leaves 3.
And I've not spent the last 12 years murking around the planet just to die in a non-commissioned job. The energies I'm reading out there are way beyond anything we can handle. Well, our Jeep's out there, and we are in here. Any better plans? What the hell are they hitting the door with? Backlash charge should soon hit maximum levels. Textbook says I should maintain for about 5 seconds. Stick with protocol till it no longer serves us, Harris. After 5, start system shutdown and reset. Captain Voltaire, do you have any recon for us once we enter the location? Yes, just finishing reception for Weather Station 1, and it reads, has 4 targets, 3 non-native, 1 native. Native has some heavy-duty sentry equipment. Retrieve it. With it, I may be able to do some work on the helms. Got all that, Hawk? Starting to slide upon the slick surface. Backlash's force is greater than the ground surface tension. Beginning shutdown now. So, Drago, how's it feel to be soon killed by the so-called figments of my imagination, you dick? Hey, Brian, did I ever tell you how much I love my job? Shut down in 5. What will probably be the last time, you fucking albino. Shut the hell up. I still say you're wrong. Well, PSC, Harris, that's maybe, but since I'm taking point, when you're done, I think I'm about to have some fun. Lord, forgive me for my sins, past and present. Migo, maybe it was just a parting shot from those giant robots. Maybe? Well, Gringo and Drago, for once I hope you're right. I hope I'm wrong, and you're right. Because I'm personally thinking I would like to retire to the Baja Republic. Hell, right now I'd be happy to retire to the New York ghetto and live on welfare. Activities detected? Fuck. Shit, wait. I'm now way beyond impressed. There's no way of fighting him. Tell him he's gone. I think you know what you need to do. So do I. Out of my way, bitch. No, I'm sure it's covered. Idiot. I was about to say the only chance we have is to surrender. Click.
I surrender. We're just the remains of freelance mercenaries. We're just here to pick up some of your scraps. In no way do we plan to oppose you in any of your just causes.
Where's the 4th one?
You know, at the back. You freaked him out real good. He's just trying to run away. No harm to anyone. Click. So much for professional courtesy.
Duty comes first and foremost. Hawk, location clear. We have a runner out back. System down, I got him. No need, Harris. Voltaire, you there?
Of course I am. In your need?
What is the chance that Zeus is watching? If so, I have a runner needing divine intervention.
Of course, she is. And she's waiting. Up high on location Olympus? About time, ball hogs.
That's it. I'm done. No more for me.
Come out, wherever you are.
Only if you want to. 1 yard, I'll drop and crawl away.
Ah, there he is. Where the hell does he think he's going? Nothing but desert for miles around, and he's got nowhere to run away to.
I don't care if it takes me a week. I'm bloody knees. Goddamn done.
Less than 2,800 feet. Probably could use standard weaponry. Well, might take a couple shots to finish him.
Swear to God, if you get me out of this, I'll convert.
Now, removing primary weapon. Code Z. Clink. Time for a little sniper action with the help of my Tesla 550. Range limited to horizons. This should be easy.
Take it that was your PFC, Alicia?
Hey, Defender, I have a code name for a reason.
You're probably all wondering why I've gathered you. Actually, this is the required update to the debriefing. It's day 3, and we're almost ahead of schedule by almost 2 days. This is always a problem with us catching up our advanced army units. We have the opportunity to stress a few details of the mission.
Okay, in the military, can you catch flack for being ahead of schedule just despite some defective equipment?
Good point, Lieutenant Voltaire. We should have an update for that. And again,
Good catch, Private, on the sensor equipment and the additional equipment inside the MI3 here, which has been available.
With that comes the standard good news. News format: the helmets were causing problems of migraines and enough scramble. Not because of the earlier thought crossed brainwave patterns. Instead, it was the main simple concept of heat displacement. It was trapped in additional heat, causing any and all of our implants to overheat.
I see. So the bad info that it's not a matter of adjustment and setting to repair. This must come from an underestimating of the effectiveness of our system. So the fact that my response speed is 0.025 faster than expected, I have to leave my head exposed to any possible snipers? Well, it's not that alone. You also take in the heat out here, as well as any other implants. We all differ some. That makes sense, because I was starting to get the visual hallucinations, but I also have ocular implants. So the visual system started to malfunction.
Yeah, all means we can wear the helmets in limited periods. But as soon as conditions start affecting your performance, you remove it. Good enough for me. Something tells me that if my father went through this, what soldiers would sound like when he got old, he would have let terrorists win the war. We sound like a bunch of geeks playing, chess club or science club or not the deadliest killers on the goddamn planet. Someone tell a sexist joke or something.
Voltaire, plug me in the Defender. Quick. We have an unexpected guest arriving. I would definitely describe it as a party crasher. Either we have some non-planned vacation by tanker, or problems ahead large enough to send a devastator from its pre-programmed path. Thank you, Voltaire. Visit into textbook definition, but I already read the manual years ago, Defender. What is your take on the situation? Is it a concern, or am I paranoid?
This Defender, chances are you are correct in both options, Alicia. Are you in armor, as a standard policy in all field missions?
Excuse me, Defender? Are you flirting with me? This is an official military line, and you don't hear me asking what you're wearing, you kinky little bastard. Keep your mind on the job. Not funny. Oh, Commander, I know the drill and your argument. How can you test the effectiveness of the stealth system if you're not wearing it? Oh, how about the suit's life support systems are no good to you if you're shot and not wearing it? Or my favorite weather station cannot foresee options if my locations is unknown. How about this one for you? If that thing is a danger and it shoots me, how much would that suit be except it in fighting my body? Defender? What, no regulation response? Now I'm worried. Zeus is armed ready for response.
Everyone scatter! No fucking way this could be... Click, click.
Damn plasma weapons. What is fire oh, no shit!
Once upon a time, a long, long time ago, these angelfish were important to both Britt and me. They were a matched pair. They would play for hours, and she said they were playing as each other's reflection. When the one died, it broke her. She finally stopped crying and came to me with an idea. She wanted me to get the people that fixed me and have them fix her angelfish. You would do anything to be your little girl's hero, so I called and they loved the idea, the whole new field to help regain the millions they lost originally. At first I was worried of them being put together again, but Britt said that they both understood it was an accident, a little memory static fabric and electro nerve pulse implant. She said it was a miracle. She then started calling the new fish Daddy, because it was part robot, and she called the other one the normal one. Little girl, you know, Daddy's little girl. She had to explain it to me. I was so proud, I told everyone. She was right. Then one day out of nowhere, her grandfather, my father-in-law, goes crazy. Actually, was. It was just that no one knew. He kills my wife, his daughter, and then goes after Britt, my little girl. He always wanted to be her hero, but I froze as he held her in front of him as a shield. At least no shot except for through her. Training says take the shot. He knew what I was, and he held her arm around his neck as he backed away. I could not shoot my dear Britt with training said to, but it didn't matter. Programming took over. I watched in terror as I fired into her arm and beyond.
Turn on the lights, you retard. We don't all have freaky deaky super eyes. We normal people embrace the light.
I wish we were fish. Again, I talked to the powers above. You know, the government. Another brilliant idea. She got the first truly cybernetic arm. They started a revolution in limb replacement, but top-of-the-line prototypes quickly became obsolete. She is not a happy camper.
Honestly, Dad, I wish you could at least try to behave as a human and not the hellspawn robot of Armageddon you are. As I have already told you, Dad, if you cannot control your accessories, then you will have to leave them outside. I think the sermon about your type and the days of Armageddon are correct. Dark forces control you. And if you are done eating, I would like to bless this meal unless that offends you in some way.
Please, go on. I just did not know you were here. Every generation wonders, with as bad as we were, how would the next generation rebel? Religion was how my parents, as most, had lost all faith after decades of child rape cases and life being found on other planets besides us. We just gave up the ability to have blind faith in a fantasy.
We thank you for this food we are about to eat. For as all you create, it is sacred. And dear Lord, forgive us the sins of our fathers. For it is your forgiveness we seek. Amen. You can eat now, but be warned, the food is blessed. I thought you would be happy if I left out the part about how all the creations of men who are without the Lord are simply creating the work of the Dark Ones.
So, well, how you doing today, if that's not prying into your life?
Look at this, Dad. I taught it a new trick. Every time you ask me how I'm doing, my arm expresses it for me. Neat, huh? You may have failed to find a way to help me fix this thing, but luckily my parish has somebody good with mechanics. You're staring again. Stop it.
I was listening to you.
Yeah, whatever.
And looking at the fish. Do you remember them? You wanted them on this table. I can move them if you'd like. Whatever you want.
You ever think that the Robot 1 had wished it had died, instead of becoming a stuffed carcass? Ah, Dad! Your S&M robot wants to talk to you. Do so and dismiss it. Now I guess we all know why I can't have any guests over. It wouldn't go over well at the parent-teacher nights. Actually, Miss Britt, I was going to ask you on the quality of your meal, or if you would require more. But I would also like to inform you that your father has never chosen to use me in such a manner as you are referring. So I think that is slander. I would like to continue, though, and comment on your question. You asked me as I was coming out here. I think the enchanted fish may be experiencing life in a whole new way. That the common simple mind of a fish never could. I see. Lunch is fine. As I'm sure you were programmed to do. Stop fishing for compliments. Oh, and I noticed you changed your voice. Why did it sound too robotic for you? No. I was finding that it may have been intimidating you. So I decided to alter it to a softer form. It is based on recordings of your mother's voice. Is it okay? I'm sure my father won't mind, but I have personally lost my appetite.
Maybe they could genetically change me into a fish. May fail as a father, but at work I control an elite team of agents. Ever wonder why? I do. This is Agent Bifrost. No, it's not his real name. Job is narcotics. Agent Watson, for the obvious reason, he watches organized criminal activities. And this is Agent Quigley. She handles high-end techno theft.
Hello, Captain. How is Britt doing?
Oh, as usual, Watson, she is fine. I, on the other hand, am going to lose my mind. I've got some strange shit on the table, so let's get this team in motion. Well, Bifrost, what do you have for us in this war versus narcotics? Any new syntho drugs we need to know of?
I've currently set up the basic info. The rest is ready for download at my console if you wish. Only one breakthrough has occurred on the cross-reference. You asked me to cross-reference all non-vital surveillance video to see if any one unusual came up an unusual amount of times. We hit one target. Could be a dealer. Now, as I said, the man is not anyone that any of my team or any of the informants remember seeing, so it may be nothing. But you asked me to look, so I did. We have no name and no other info, of course, but we have him somewhere near the locations almost at every exchange. Well, at least the ones involving performance enhancers, you know, the dirty street stuff. This is what led me to the street fight angle. And then I added a query to the search for all black market court footage. I found him at a number of street brawls. He may be working either side of it, or have a gambling problem. But what brings me to bring him up again? No one knows him.
This guy looks like he could afford it.
How lazy you are, sir, is not our issue here. Just kidding. My current main focus is related to the Kane Incorporated theft of the prototype civilian orbital vehicle. I checked out all the records and find fair reason to establish it existed. Although Kane usually sticks with skill chips and external accessories from the military cybernetics program. But it seems he always wanted to visit space, so he had it built.
Someone like that should stick out, or at least have been noticed by an officer or two. You may need to check with Watson on this for some help. He's either connected or he's a connector. Besides, enhancements are expensive. Besides, if all else fails, you could go undercover as a juicer. You're big enough.
Now, Captain, you know that Bifrost has been fully tested and is clean. You know jokes can start an investigation.
I know. Sorry, Bifrost. I just don't want to believe a norm can be that strong. Just chalk up to an old soldier's pride. If I can't stay in shape without modifications, or as it is these days, tune-ups, he makes me look lazy.
I always heard he was a little bit of a playboy, but one time spoiled rich kid. Makes some things.
How are you adapting to your new gear, though?
Oh, it's doing fine. A few migraines. Nothing a few pills won't fix. My tech said it's probably dehydration.
Try some water instead. Try to stay away from the adapter drugs. They are hard to kick later, I've heard. I myself had a call right as I was going home Wednesday. It is being labeled as a mass murder. The case is still open because our original suspect was incorrect. I myself had a call right as I was going home Wednesday. It's being labeled as a mass murder. Here's the statistics on this case. It's still open because our original suspect was wrong.
Holy shit, when you deal with a murder case, you go big, huh? The logistics of such a case are bad.
Oddly enough, we already know about that. My problem is that I have an uncomfortable feeling that this is linked to those serial killings from last year. The ones we never close, something about those seem the same.
Well, Captain, I would see two lines of logic as most probable. First is that it should be noted that the psychology of both types of killers is radically different, so a connection is improbable, but not impossible.
Possibly even more so with someone with senses enhanced and altered such as mine, so not impossible.
Though I should also point out that the so-called gut instinct is commonly a case of sensory identification of a pattern not yet recalled. To start off, I wanted to cover a brief recall on the Adonis cartel that blew through town. We caught a few of their men, only lost one robbery recovery, and Interpol says it looks like Adonis himself showed.
What have you got?
So I turned my free time to further investigation of the sudden pullout of almost all organized criminal groups. My leading theory shows that historically, this would only occur when another organization is coming in. My current option is the Dragon Claws.
So, Brett, how's it going? I heard you became our warden. Makes sense after what you did, what happened on the club last Friday. I mean, you were incredible. The way you defended everyone from the freak. Does that mean that we will finally get to use your home for our Bible study group? You know, if it's all right with Mother Superior and all.
First of all, I have made it quite clear that my house is off limits. Second, the cool things I did to save you all was with technology.
That may be, but I know you're the type of person that would have done something no matter what. No fall, huh?
Yeah, like always, no fool as long as it serves your purpose. It's always like that. These implants are all are evil. Are you saying evil used for good is not evil?
No, all I was trying to do was give you a compliment. You're not evil. I was wondering if maybe...
Britt, that man over there is killing dolphins, and I told him he was wrong.
Okay, now, slow down, Misty. Breathe. I cannot understand you when you talk fast.
Shut up, Misty. I was talking to Brett when you came and...
And you can talk to me later, but for now you can wait here for Mother Superior.
Whatever. I'm out of here. Love the Garden of Eden day field trip, Mother Superior.
I'm sorry, Britt, but that...
Not to hop on the point just so, but are we sure that you have the details down? We would like this fish to be delivered to our place this evening.
You see, we have this dinner party tonight, and our guest will be amazed at such an exotic meal. A real dolphin, not synthetic or clone.
No problem at all. It'd be cut and clean, portioned up into steaks. It's not the preparation that worries me, it's the delivery.
See, Britt, I told you. A real one. He even told me it's real.
I would hope so. Or all of our friends will hear of it. See you at 3.
What is there to see? Like all men, he just takes what he wants. He doesn't care who he hurts. He told me it was real, all proud like he
Calm
should
down.
be proud.
I'll
This
see.
is one of the Lord's animals, not like this man-made or anything. I don't care if it was somehow illegal. It's wrong. Don't you think so, Britt?
Now listen here, miss. I wouldn't have told you if I thought you would have been such a problem with it. It died natural like, no problems. It was brought in by a fisherman caught in his net. I just told her because I thought she would like to know that it was not a clone. Don't see much natural ones these days. Sorry for the confusion.
Wow, that's incredible. I mean, really, incredible. It looks pretty healthy for being caught in a net. No marks even. But you get top dollars for it.
Oh, yeah, of course I do. That's why they came to me.
But even if that was the case, I bet you have a license for handling such an endangered creature.
You're lying.
Now listen here, little girl. I don't take kindly to...
Excuse me, sir, but you will not talk to my flock like that. Ever. Now, I'm sure that a good businessman such as you can see the value to a child's concern. It's society's concerns that put such high prices on such things. If people no longer cared, I bet you would get no better price, if then for any regular fish. So be careful, you have little ground to stand on. So I would think that you should respect a bit of concern. And Misty, I am proud that you identified a possible sin. I'm sure that our new warden here will inform the proper authorities to assure his honesty. Direct confrontation is not needed here. Besides, the sky bus is arriving, and I have already gathered the boys. We must get you home before Misty's father is angered. Let's go.
Hey, LJB, how's it hanging? Low, long, and to the left. Good to see a non-freak out here. I'm here to get that case of Wicked Nicky. Have you already ordered the rest? Of course, my main man. How's the art world treating you these days? You know, better than the real world out there, man. Who was those people? Of them? Just more of them religious fanatics from the commune out on the other side of the island. On some sort of day trip to Land of Sin, you know. I thought they all committed suicide except for their leader. He went mad and ended up at that Micklin Institute. At least that's what I heard. Hope you don't mind waiting till a little while. With the Skybus coming also comes the customers. Gotta earn a living, you know. No problem. Sometimes I just like to watch. Just see who's coming out this way. You know, the flavor of what kind of people come here.
Captain Voltaire, I still don't see why you want to meet with us. Personally, you need to get over this concept of one-on-one talking. We already downloaded the requested info and our conclusions.
Let's just say I'm not fully satisfied with your conclusions. Besides, I'm an old soldier. You know, number 9.
So, what is the value of a mobile lab unit if we stop moving? As you know, I get queasy in the stomach whenever I'm not moving. It's not like I'm on a satellite anymore. Being grounded, I cope in my own way. And as far as any problems you have with our conclusions, if there is a problem, I think it falls under the garbage in, garbage out file. The outcome is as accurate as the information.
Now, let's not get personal.
No, you don't. Besides, we are moonlighting on you. We assist in 7 other public service relay systems. So what's your point?
Where are you?
We're only 1 block from you, but we currently have civilians in front of us. They probably don't wish to be ran over. Is that all right with you?
I see. Once I get in, you may continue moving if you wish. Wouldn't want you to get sick on me. Just head for Sector 328.
What do you think, we are a private taxi as well? Wouldn't want to scratch that classic fiberglass car of yours. Did you know that when the Corvette was first manufactured, traffic was 263% worse than today? Captain's with us. I am now taking control of the vehicle and will now proceed to Sector 32B, approximate time 1:13. We know, and with this, is also the serial killer case of the Sound Shoreline investigation. This is all supposition anyway, already completed. It's to go to the case files department, you know, compile to comprehend. Pulling up the related files. So it seems we will have to review the cases involved. Maybe if we explain to you, you will reach an agreement with the Dante's murders. This falls under the classification of a mass murder. We know the involved subject that was once thought as the cause ended up, after all investigation and mapping of the scene, was responsible for no specific murders, while eyewitness reports put him at killing 1 person. No valid evidential support, though, for this. We currently have no solid suspect. So this is why the case needs to continue to case files. The first 48-hour investigation was fully completed. All undermining factors are best compiled there. That is their job. While the Sound Shoreline case involves 3 bodies found over the last year, all disposed of the same way. This leads to the classification of a serial killer, and is so being currently investigated. As the killing being ongoing, so must the investigation. As we previously covered with you, the bloodshed may be similar, but the site of the type of criminal is very different. The statistics are against any direct connection of these crimes. So under what basis is your concern? So we can cover the specific details that are troubling you till resolution is met.
It's the details that concern me. First, I need a file open to further investigate the original suspect. Man was not alive when we first got there. Next, what statistics on the mass murders occurring in the same region that a current serial killer is in?
The numbers for that are on the thin side, but not improbable enough to discount the possibilities.
Another questionable fact is that in the typical mass murder, the subject brings their weapons into the scene, making mass murders premeditated. At the Dante's crime scene, it was found that many different items seemed to be used for the killings. This falls under an opportunity killing, where the subject uses whatever is available to do the work. Not good at all. You see, usually a premeditated killing takes time to plan, while an opportunity killing can happen at any time with great swiftness, or maybe never again. This is a much more serial style. But that's just your typical Manson-style gangs. Mass murder by groups. Just early social terrorism. No nationalism, no politics. But it was a killing as a message of disobedience. This one still seems to be solo.
Except for the thrill kill cult, not the classical band. They would specifically enter the area sans weapons, increasing the thrill.
You're right, but let's go beyond the facts, into the details. For a group to enact an opportunity killing of a group in one thing, but for an individual, it's hard to kill that many people, even if they let you. The work alone is almost beyond limits.
Once again, these are fascinating statistics, but in no way does this change the facts of these cases. Before we continue any further, are we talking about a renegade agent situation or an AOD burnout scenario? Sorry to say, Captain Voltaire, but out of the situations is a matter of diplomatic level security, and therefore not for your ears or eyes. The other is not likely because we can currently account for all AOD alive or dead, and none were in these areas at these times.
Either or. It may even be an unforeseen new possibility. As history shows, evolution applies to all factors of human life, even criminal.
So, where the hell are we going? The only thing I was told was we were investigating a possible body dump location. Anything else?
The Fish and Game Department reported an unusual high human protein count in fishes from this side of the island.
Any connections to the Dante massacre?
None currently is foreseen. Why?
Well, I was on site there and was thinking that was why I was called in to go along.
No, you're here because it is illegal for a weatherman to carry a weapon, as well as Captain Voltaire has you marked for observation. Call it multitasking.
Huh. Finally, the captain noticed me. I always said persistence was the secret of success. Finally, don't worry, I'm ready for anything you need. I'm even willing to go in for modifications. We need to evolve with our technology. I was wondering, what does it take to become a weatherman like you?
And on an operable level of OCC? That is not the kind of observation that Voltaire has you listed for. But do go on, please. It explains a lot to me.
Oh. So, number 5, can I ask you a question?
I don't think you could stop if you wanted to.
Being you are number 5, I guess you were one of the originals, right?
Yes, Officer William, let me speed this up for you. Yes, I fought in the AOD War of Gaza. No, I did not know of the captain. I have been in the space station, and I shit and eat through a tube.
Initial investigation of human DNA proteins located in an area listed in original sector came up with a locked bay, which only occasionally, according to the tides, emptied into a larger body of water. This explains its time variations and effects on the local fish. No body located. On immediate search by requesting a deeper sonar scan to verify the samples I've taken at the site are alarmingly high in odd chemicals as well as human DNA, probably fed from an underground spring. Officer Williams then noted car treads at site, which led us to the only home on this side of the island. Records located as the home of Stephen J. Mortimer.
His fancy limo there is taking up the whole driveway, leaving no room for another car. And we saw his boat down there in the water.
Maybe Stephen J. Mortimer is not home. His account shows many homes.
Hello, officer. How can I help you?
Well, yes, I'm Officer Williams, and this is Special Agent Weatherman number 5. And we have some questions for you.
For starters, sir, Why are you covered in blood?
Wow. That is a good question. Tell you what, give me a second to wash off all this human blood, and I'll be right with you.
But wait. I hope all that means that I'm going in because I'm gone already.
No, it means wait.
Okay, scum, come out here with your hands up and no one will get hurt. What the? Put that down.
Tag, you're it.
Shots been fired on the scene. Can I have an estimate on the arrival of the droid?
37 seconds. Register for life signs.
Initial invasion scan shows the unknown as still up, while the officer is down. Request evasion.
Subject unknown with subject Williams. Proceed action approved. Proceed to vehicle for cover.
Request for deadly force response if needed.
Deadly force is prohibited toward human by Weatherman.
Request Enigma override by WM number 5, direct routing.
Running request. Running request. Request approved. Codes downloaded.
Fuck you, system.
Reception failed due to unit being offline. Droids approach. 15 seconds.
I've located agent number 5. His life rate is lower than regulation for reboot. Request order for action.
Initiate reboot now.
Action query. Chance of response from action is 23%. Success rate. Action query. Chance of response from action is 23%. Success rate.
He's an older model. Artificial replacement includes internal.
Thank you, Enigma. Minimal organics damaged. Request again. Damn it! Can I kill a flashbang now?
Yes, number 5.
Now come on, floating orbs, the dead rising? Don't you think that death's getting a little overdramatic? I get it. It's my time.
I was not the one that issued those orders. So I assume the officer did not survive?
No, he did not. Neither did number 5. The killer was found at the nearby beach, drowned. Why did you have the officer on notice? He was there because of that order. While number 5 went to find more information related to a case of yours that looks like it should have been closed anyways.
Not if you actually wanted the case to be actually solved.
You handled the initial 48 hours of the investigation. Once that is reached, you hand it over. You are bottlenecking the entire justice system.
I did not realize that justice had a bedtime.
My files show you as much more intelligent than you're acting. What's going on?
Don't worry, my systems are operating at expected levels. Family problems, sir. My daughter, Britt.
That explains it. That explains it. Britt's issues. Teens have issues. Deal with it. But I don't care. I have one dead human and another dead weatherman. They're going to come at me from both sides. You have not been following
Just spit
policy.
it out.
Government
making
will
you
just
erratic,
reassign me.
dangerous to the
So
whole
stop your
system.
bullshit veiled threats. Do it or don't.
You have been not following policy, making you erratic, dangerous to the whole system. You put a target on a non-mod officer, and he was not ready to deal with the danger it led to. Voltaire, you are fired, and no longer a government responsibility. Your contract through the Defense Department is complete. Leave directly from here. Do not return to your office or talk to anyone on your way out, or you will be endangering your retirement. Because I am human and I am being ignored.
I know that you are concerned with what he may do. Making an enemy of an AOD is dangerous. His guardian assures us that he is not inclined to do so. We ran various simulations and suicide is much more likely to outcome. I am sorry, but your concerns are not the same as ours. So by definition, that makes them non-valid. Your actions, whereas the probability matrix demands, is needed to escape more than probable disasters. Are you requesting additional security? You are in a police station, sir. Do you not realize this? The time I have allotted to this conversation has long ago elapsed. Thank you for doing our job, sir, so you will be allowed to remain at so said job. Why are you still talking?